Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Lindsay. I'm a little bit under the weather today. I am going to see the doctor tomorrow. So if you hear me sniffling or you hear me lose my voice or anything, I do apologize. My voice hasn't been the best today, but I wanted to still give you guys a video, and unfortunately I have my cat and my son's cat in my room. I have two Sphynx cats. They're the hairless cats, and he's actually at the door right now wanting to go out, so I'm gonna go let him out before he starts damaging my door. He's already done some damage to the door. This little guy has. Well, actually not little. He's a little chunky monkey. Let me go let him out real quick. I'm gonna try not to move my tripod or anything while I'm doing it. Go on, Dakota. Dakota, you want it out? Go on. No, you guys are not doing this. Come on. Go out. Okay, Jasper. Come on. Make your mind up where you want to go. Go back in your bed or you can lay in my lap, buddy. Sorry, guys. My cats once I got up, they wanted to get on my chair. So I had to put Dakota outside because if I don't put him out, he's going to constantly want to go out. He's the type that wants to go in and out, He can't make up his mind. So today I'm going to get this. Now after I got the cat situation situated, I'm currently working on my Diamond Art Club canvas by Hannah Lynn. It is called Dahlia. I absolutely love this canvas. It's absolutely beautiful. The colors are vibrant and everything. So I'm thoroughly enjoying working on this one. So I do have this big section that I've done some work on already, but I'm going to try to get as much as I can done today, so that way I can, get through the rest of it. Being I don't feel too well, I don't know how much I'm going to get done, but I'm going to do my best to get as much done as I possibly can. And I did notice in the video I filmed earlier that you can actually, because I like to bend over when I'm doing diamond painting. I don't know why I do that, but I noticed like my head kind of gets in the way, so you don't see what I'm really doing. So I do apologize. I'm trying to test it out. See, my head gets in the way right now. So, I've had a very interesting week so far. I have an 18-year-old son who is a senior in high school, and he has this one teacher that just, whoops, I dropped that one. I'll find it. She has something against my son. I just don't know what it is. He had her in 8th grade, and he went through the same situation with her. She's always picking on him, and she's very unprofessional, and her conduct's pretty bad. And we've had a very bad year when this year when it comes as a funky drill. We've had a very bad year this year in regarding to getting sick. I know I got sick somewhere between October and November. My son got really sick in November. He had a respiratory infection that he he couldn't beat it. He just couldn't, and they had to change his antibiotics at least 3 to 4 times before they finally found one that actually got rid of it. And he missed from um, November 1st to November 23rd of school. And that's not even including his the days that he had migraine headaches before that, because both me and him suffer from chronic migraines that make us dizzy and lightheaded, and we're very sensitive to the light. So that happened, and so he had to make up time. His school is actually nice enough to let the kids, make up time if they, have missed a lot of days of school. Especially if it's like, for if it's a medical reason behind it. Jasper, stop. Especially if it's like a reason behind it, like they've had there's been issues at home, like a parent's sick, a parent's had surgery, they're sick, they lost a loved one, vice versa. And so they let the kids make up that time that they missed. And I'm very grateful of that, because he is a senior this year. And if they hadn't let him do that, he wouldn't be able to graduate. But this one teacher, because he's had to make up all his time, and he had to make up time for his wood shop, so he had to go to school or like 30 minutes early in the morning to go to the wood shop lab to do the things that he needed, the projects that he needed to get done that he hadn't gotten done yet because of his absences. So he was doing that, and he was doing his chemistry. He was making up all his chemistry stuff, and anything else that he needed to get done, he was working on all that. But he was focusing mostly on chemistry and woodshop at that moment. And the teacher, when he walked in the classroom, went to his desk. The teacher walked over to his desk and blatantly asked him what other teachers is he's doing work for, because she has work that he needs to get done. And she said this in front of the whole classroom, like all the kids around him, whoops, sorry, I got a cat jumping in my lap. They heard this, and now he's on the desk. That's Jasper. He curls his tail. I do apologize. I try to get some. He's shedding his fur on his tail because it's getting warmer. And he is actually really dirty right now. Hey, stop that. So she did that, and she made him very uncomfortable because she did that. Oh, Jasper, you can't step on the adhesive, bud. Go over there. Thank you. He was very uncomfortable when she did that, and you know what? I would be too. I would have a very serious problem with that. If I was in this position at that moment. And honestly, I just don't know how he didn't just walk out that classroom and go straight to the principal and tell him what happened. And if the principal didn't do anything about it, go to the superintendent, because the superintendent's office is inside his school. And but yeah, it was really bad. So I met with the principal, and both me and Jacob talked to him about it. And the principal just didn't care. Like he's protecting that teacher, and he's like, I'm gonna stand behind her. You can do whatever you need to do. because I was like, this is ridiculous. If I need to get a lawyer, I'm going to get a lawyer and, fight this because it's not right. And then, because there's much more that she's done to him than just that. And then a few weeks ago, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, she went up to my son and she said that his absences were his fault. And, but that really, it really bothered him because he's like, okay, he's like, okay, so it's my fault that I suffer from migraines. It's my fault that I had a stubborn upper respiratory infection in December. It's my fault. No, the upper respiratory infection was in November. And then he's like, and it's his, it's my fault that I caught COVID in December, late December, and I was sick until early January. And if you hear any like loud noises, it's actually we have a really bad rainstorm coming. Right, well, it's already here, but we have a really bad rainstorm going on right now. And I'm like the same time I was like, so how is it his fault that he suffers from migraines? Because it's not his fault. He can't help that he suffers from migraines. He can't help that he got a sinus infection recently and had to go to the doctor for that. He can't help that he's had medical procedures done they had to get done. He can't help that he had a stubborn upper respiratory infection in November that it took the whole month to really get rid of because we had to change those antibiotics until we finally found one that, will kick it in the bud and get it, get rid of the infection, get him better. So it's like, it's not his fault. It's not his fault that he has migraines. It's not his fault that he had a stubborn sinus infection. And it's not his fault that he caught COVID. And like, none of his absences are his fault. Like, every day that he has been well and he hasn't been sick and he hasn't had a doctor's appointment or had to get a medical procedure done, he's been in school. So, it's like ridiculous. And, so like really, and it's not only that, but, it's not, she was out of line when she said that because she doesn't know his medical history. She doesn't know what medical conditions that he suffers. She doesn't know the reasons behind any of his absences. So for her to say that was way out of line. It was unprofessional. It was poor teacher conduct. And, I don't know if she violated any laws when she did that. But, teachers should not be saying that to students, especially when they don't know the facts. And it's just really unprofessional. And it really has him pissed off. He's aggravated. And, I'm really upset about it too. Because I was like, he can't help it. Like, really? I suffer from migraines as well. And when I get my migraines, my migraines are very much like his. I get very dizzy, I'm lightheaded, and I'm nauseated. And I have to be in a dark room with a pillow over my head. Sorry, these drills, they kind of moved because my cats were walking over this. I put the plastic over it when I'm not working on it, but the cat still managed to move drills. But, if any of you guys know anything about, if, that teacher has broken any laws, please let me know in the comments because it's really upsetting. As a mother, I feel like, I want to protect my son and I'm going to do my best to protect my son, but sometimes when it comes to the school, because that principal just keeps on, protecting the teacher, not protecting my son. And, really, when you think about a principal, you think, hey, they're supposed to protect the children. They're supposed to keep the students safe, even if it's regarding a teacher. They are supposed to keep our kids safe. They're supposed to support our kids and be there for the kids and listen to them. And this principal, sorry guys, I'm really sick. This principal does not do that, and I'm like, this is the first year he's been at his school, and I'm just like, what on earth, because I've spoken to him, and now because he knows that I'm not gonna play, and I'm not gonna play his games, and I'm not gonna tolerate him, just letting his teacher continuously, do this stuff to my son, which she shouldn't be doing. And he knows. So now, whenever I call and leave a message for him to call me back, he gets his assistant to call me back. He's scared to call me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm 5'2". How can I be that intimidating? I mean, really? I'm a very sweet and kind person until you cross that fine line with me. And when it comes to my kids, I'm very protective of my kids. And when somebody messes with my kids like this teacher has been, oh yeah. You bet I'm going to be up at that school and I'm going to be saying something. And that's exactly what has been happening. And I've been calling, because they do have, where, it is a secure building, so, like, they had to get buzzed in. And then the doors are kept locked. I got, from all the things that have happened, the past few years. I mean, it's a security element, and I'm actually very grateful that they have that. But at the same time, when a student's parent needs to go up there and talk to somebody, it does make it more difficult for that parent. And my son is 18, so he kind of uses that against me, and I'm like, yeah, he may be 18, but he's already told me, he's like, Mom, I want you to make decisions for me. And with everything, with medical and everything dealing with him, he wants me to control it and be in charge of it, because he doesn't know and he doesn't want to make the wrong decision. And so I guess his, what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. I can't think of it right now. But it's just, I don't know what to do, honestly, because it's the end of the school year. Graduation is June 17th, I think, or June 16th. And here we are in April. So he literally has like 2 months, 2 months to 2.5 months left of school. So, I mean, it's a very complicated situation, but my son, he has ADHD, just like I do, and it is very challenging because we also suffer from anxiety with it, and it's just really frustrating, and it's, whenever I was growing up, they really didn't know much about ADHD. They didn't even know it. I don't know if they even knew it existed back then, because I was born in 78, and whenever I was going going to school, I was bounced around between classes to find the right class for me, because I had to go into special classes because I had to go to speech, because I was deaf until I was 4 years old. Because I needed tubes put in my ears, and once they put the tubes in my ears, I was able to hear, but the only problem was, I'm 4 years old. I never spoken a word because I couldn't hear to even talk. So I had to go to speech therapy to learn how to talk, which was very challenging. And I still, to this day, I have a lisp, and you guys will, I'm sure you guys will notice it because I can't pronounce some of my words clearly, and some words I cannot pronounce. And I do say a lot, so I do apologize. I don't know why I do that. I don't know if it's because of my anxiety or nerves. I don't know. But I do say a lot, so I know it annoys me, so I'm pretty sure it's going to probably annoy some of you guys. And I promise you, I am working on, I'm working on it right now. I'm not saying that as much because it is annoying, because it does annoy me. So I know if it annoys me, it has to annoy other people, you know? So, you know, and on top of that, of everything, you know, my son got sick first, and he's still sick, and he went to the doctor today, and they could, you know, because he had a chest x-ray done at the urgent care across the street because he's been on problems with constipation, and they did an x-ray on him, on the, you know, his abdomen, and they failed. They just told me, oh, you just have constipation, gave him the medication, prescribed him 2 medications for it. But what they failed to do was tell him that he also had a mildly enlarged liver and spleen. Whenever you know I got his results, because it's I have an app through Cooper, and because we see Cooper doctors. Some of the doctors may be virtual, but they're mainly Cooper. And he's linked to my account, so his results came into my account, and I looked at them, and it said hepatosplenomegaly. I can't pronounce it because it's like, you know, medical terms, but that one is kind of like a tongue twister. And I was in school for medical. I finished school for medical assistant, got my license for that, and then I went back to school to be for LPN. And I was a month away from graduating, and I got in a very bad car accident. So that went out the window. So that's how I know the terms and everything. So you know, some of you guys are like, how do you know that that's his liver and spleen? I just know I know medical terminology, and it was really frustrating. I was very mad that they did not tell my son that, because, you know, for me, that's an important thing. That you can't, you know, you can't just keep something like that from a patient, especially if it's something that is something that they would have seen right there on site immediately. If you can see that he's constipated, and you can tell him that, then you can see that jumping drill. You can see that his liver and his spleen are enlarged. And really, at that point, they should have been like, okay, we need to investigate this and find out why your liver and your spleen are enlarged. Because he's 18, okay? That's young, you know, for, you know, something like that to happen, like that, that's too young. Like, he's just practically a kid, you know? So I was really mad. So then I just went ahead and I got him an appointment to go see, you know, the family doctor today. And unfortunately, the doctor that is our primary care physician, you know, something came up. I don't know if he's sick or, you know, because that's his personal, you know, business. But he was out. He had to go out office today. He was in the office today. He was supposed to be there, but you know, they called me this morning and they said he's not gonna be in today. And they rescheduled. You know, they rescheduled my son. They rescheduled me because I was supposed to be there, you know, today too. But I was like, you know what? Let's get Jacob seen first because this is serious. And when he saw the doctor, he's like, first thing he thought was mono. And Jacob has had mono at some point in his life. I don't know exactly when he had it, but at some point he had mono in his life. And mono can cause your spleen to, you know, kind of get enlarged in your liver. It can cause that. Just like high cholesterol can cause your liver to become enlarged. But the doctor feels like his liver and his spleen are just, you know, they're just, you know, inflamed right now due to an infection. And he thought, you know, mono, because Jacob has been sick for probably about a month and a half. He's been coughing, you know, blowing his nose and sneezing. He's been having a lot of fatigue. And, you know, so, and whenever anybody gets mono, each person's gonna have different symptoms than the next person. Nobody's gonna have the same exact symptoms. He did have a sore throat, but it wasn't, you know, like terrible. Now, I had mono in 2011, and I had it bad. And my throat was bleeding, my throat swelled up, I was coughing, you know, my nose was running. It was horrible. You know, the doctors were like, well, you have a sinus infection and bronchitis, and oh yeah, you have mono. I'm like, how can I have all this stuff and have mono at the same time? You know, and I kind of feel like I have it again because my throat is a little bit swollen. So, I guess I'm going to the doctor tomorrow, and we'll see what he has to say. I'm not really coughing. It's just I can't breathe through my nose. My nose is really congested, and the cavity underneath my nose is really painful and it's full of congestion. And my ears are, you know, painful and they feel full. So it feels like I have some kind of infection. But you know what? I'm gonna get through it, and you know, it's going to be interesting to see what the test results, because he did test him for mono today. And I had to request it because he came out and he told me that. I was like, well, why aren't they testing you for it? If he thinks that, you know, he should be testing you for it. You can't just make an assumption like that and then not, you know, do the testing to confirm it. So I went to the front desk, the lady in the front desk. I was like, you know, he really needs to get tested for mono because the doctor thinks what's causing, you know, his issue with his spleen, his liver, is caused by mono because he also has been sick, coughing and everything. So I was like, he needs to get tested. Like, if he thinks this, he's had it in the past, but, you know, he needs to get tested to see, I mean, if it's reactivated, you know, because mono, just like tuberculosis, and, you know, other, you know, viruses like that can go dormant, and then, you know, something can just reactivate them. That happens, like, you know, I don't understand how they can be reactivated, but it's like something triggers it. And, or he could have, you know, come in contact with somebody at school with it, you know. And you don't have to, mono is known as a kissing disease or virus. And really, you don't have to kiss somebody to get it because it's really airborne. Like somebody could talk and they could sneeze or whatever, and it's in the air, because it's pretty much airborne, um, through like this, this. I'm getting frustrated with my drills because they don't want to lay down right. Um, yeah, I hope you guys get my what I'm trying to say. I'm just really sick and I can't really think. I can't think really straight today. I just feel really crappy. Um, and I do apologize. you know, that I'm just really feeling so crappy today. Um, but I'm not gonna just. I haven't given you guys a video since my first video where I was using my son's webcam, and I was like, I can't use this, so I got my tripod to hold my phone. But I'm thinking I may need to get an actual camera, so then that way I can make better videos. Because I don't know how I don't know. I just haven't, every video I make with my phone, I've either not liked it or something just did not work right. Because I filmed 3 unboxings and I deleted them all. I'm gonna refilm them from you guys. I really am. And I did file my tax return on Sunday. So once I had to file for 2020 and 2021, because in 2020, I was recovering from major back surgery, which I suffered serious complications that were life threatening. So I couldn't file in 2020. So I went and I filed this year for 2020 and 2021. So I'm gonna get a good chunk of money back. Some of it I'm probably gonna use for me to go back to school for medical billing and coding, because I can no longer do the MA and work anymore, because I was MA and I was in school for LP, and I can't do that line of work no more because I can't stand for long periods of time, and I can't carry or lift heavy things anymore. So I can only do really a sit down job. And I've been calling on to schools, and one school was like, "Oh, why don't you try our medical or dental assisting program?" And I'm like, "Dental assisting? They stand up, because they're standing and they're handing the dentist the tools that they need, the equipment, the instruments that they need to for whatever they're doing on the patient, whatever work they're doing on the patient." So, the dental assistant hands the dentist the instruments that they need to do, whatever procedure they're doing on the patient, and they're primarily standing. The dentist normally is sitting, but the dental assistant, they're standing. And I was like, this guy doesn't really know. He doesn't understand what he was like one of the advisors, and I'm like, this guy he shouldn't be talking about the dental assisting program to somebody like me, because he didn't realize that the dental assistants they do a lot of standing. And I was like, I cannot do that, and he just was trying to push it on me. I'm like, no. And I have 2 schools in mind that I want to attend. I don't know if you guys have any of you guys done any programs with the Fry University? I know they do a lot of commercials on TV. And I was like, the Fry, I may be saying it wrong, but the Fry, they do have the medical billing and coding program, and I can do it online. So I'm looking into that. And then there is a school in the town is very near me. Like, it's literally probably just a couple miles for me. It probably only take me like 15-20 minutes to get there. Sorry guys, I know it's disgusting, but I don't want to be, when I blow my nose, it's really loud, and I just don't want to do that while I'm filming, because that's even more disgusting. But there's a school near me, and I already called them, and it's a 10-week course at that school for the medical billing and coding. And I really like the lady I spoke to, because I told her, that, I went to school already for medical assisting. I was in school for LPN, but then I got in my really bad car accident. I got a trash drill right here. Sorry, guys, I gotta get it off. I explained to her that, I suffered permanent injuries from that car accident that has me to where I can no longer do the medical assisting that I got my degree in. I had my license in there, I had my phlebotomy, my AKG, and now I can't do any of that. And I spent all that money to get all those licenses, and now I can't use them. And it really irritates me, because I love phlebotomy. Phlebotomy is so much fun. And if you don't know what phlebotomy is when people go, they draw your blood, or they'll get like a urine sample from you, whatever kind of samples that they need. But they do all that lab work, but they don't do the test, and they just collect the samples and they send it off, to be analyzed. And I got my phlebotomy certification. I have my EKG certification. My the MA license I had was where I can go anywhere. I can go national. I can work anywhere in the nation with it, especially anywhere in the United States. And it was more expensive, for that test. But my class was the last class at the school where I went for medical assisting to actually take that test. And it's RMA. I was an RMA. And so I was only a semester away from graduating when I got into my car accident. So I explained all that to the lady at the school that's near me. And she told me, she's like, well, you really need to call the disability vocational rehabilitation, because they'll get you with a counselor and they'll pay for your schooling here. And because the course being so short, they don't offer any financial aid for it. So you had to pay for the course up front. And it's like $4,000. So she told me to do that, and because she's like, they will pay for the program for you because of your disabilities. And I did call them. I called them twice, and I'm just waiting for them to call me back. I'm gonna call them again tomorrow. I'm gonna try to call them very early in the morning, see if I can get a hold of somebody. But it's, if not, I have enough money coming back from my tax return to where I can actually just pay for me to, go to start the program there. Because they said, the lady told me they have that program is starting every month there. They're starting a new class. And so if I can't get somebody to help me from the disability vocational rehabilitation center, I'll just pay for it out of pocket. Um, you know, I'm gonna try to get a hold of them the rest of, tomorrow and then again on Monday. But then, and whichever happens first, if I get in touch with them and they get the process going before I get my tax return, and I'll just do that. But if I get my tax return before, the money before, um, I get in contact with them, then I'll just use that money and I'll just get paid for me to get that program going. Cause I've been out of work since I had my back surgery, and I'm just really eager to get back to work. I do have knee problems now. I injured both my knees in a car accident, and I suffered a concussion. I actually blacked out. Um, you know, whenever I collided with the other vehicle, I was not at fault. Other vehicle was at fault. Um, and so it's really turned my life upside down. But I'm not gonna let it bring me down. I'm just grateful that I'm alive, because people die every day in car accidents, and other accidents, like back in, I think it was in January. And you guys, it's online, you can look it up. In Magnolia, New Jersey, um, um, I think it was a lawn side fire truck collided with a vehicle, um, and the vehicle went up in the air and came crashing back down, and both the people in the vehicle died from the fire truck um, colliding with them. I mean, the fire truck was going full speed because they were responding to an emergency. It was a cardiac arrest emergency, I think it was. And so um, I don't know. I know they were investigating it. I don't know if the investigation is finished yet. Um, but you can look it up online. It's there. I looked it up, and I haven't looked it up in a while. But I'm interested in seeing if they finish up the investigation, and they found what really happened. Like, what really caused this tragic accident, because that is tragic. I'm sorry, 2 lives were lost, and it was, that means that there's people who lost their loved ones, and it's just really sad, and to lose somebody in that kind of way is just horrible, and it's good for me. If I lost a loved one like that, it'd be traumatizing to me. Um, because I would want answers. I would wanting. I'm changing pens constantly. I would want to know what on earth happened to cause, that fatal accident with my loved ones. I would want to know what happened, what exactly went wrong. If even if it was their fault or not, I would want to know what happened to cause their deaths. So, and I'm, oh, my foot's going to sleep, sorry. I'm pretty sure that other people, probably feel the same way as me. And there's probably some people that think a little bit differently, because everybody's entitled to their own opinions, We're all different, and we all have our own opinions and views on things. And, that should be respected, So I respect everybody's personal, views and opinions on things, because we all have the freedom of speech, and I just want everybody to know that right now, our freedom of speech is in danger. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but they are slowly, are taking away our rights, and it's very disturbing to see what's going on right now. But we all have that freedom, of speech, and we have the right to our own opinion. And if somebody gets butthurt over somebody's opinion, then, oh well, because that person has, their right to their opinion. So I'm not gonna get into politics or anything like that because it's a very sensitive subject, especially for me. I know my son gets, and talking about politics, whew, it gets, the environment gets hot. Like, you're like, whew, it just got hot in here all of a sudden. Because he's a little firecracker, guys. He, for a teenager, he's got some very strong opinions and views, and it would surprise you that his opinions and views are completely different from his generation. He like, a lot of people in a lot of the, young population in his age group, they want to, they want us to go and be a socialist, country. And he's not for that. He's like, no, I don't want that. And he's got some very strong views that are completely the opposite of what most of the kids in his age group have. He has one friend that he does share some of the same views as Jacob, but mainly, a lot of the kids in his age group, they have these very disturbing, especially in New Jersey, in the area we live, they have some very disturbing views on a lot of the stuff. So I try not to talk about politics, especially when his friends come over. I'm like, mm-mm. And if somebody starts talking about it, it's like, don't bring that up, because it's just gonna cause an argument, and I don't want anybody arguing in my household. I'm all about having a peaceful environment. I don't like fighting or arguing. So, I will do whatever I can to prevent it. Or, if it is going on, I will, do whatever I have to do and to try to, stop it and, bring some quiet in the house. I like a quiet environment. And I think mainly that's because of my ADHD, and I have a really bad anxiety and post-traumatic stress disorder. So I don't like loud environments. It really makes me really antsy, and then I'm like I don't feel safe in a lot of those environments. I was also mugged when I was 5 months pregnant with my son. So I don't like the dark parking lots either. So yeah, I have been through a lot of trauma in my life. But this week has been really it's been a very trying week, because my mom's been, Jacob got sick and my mom got sick, and I think whatever Jacob has, he gave it to my mom, and she just turned into a different person, and she's just been very irritable, yelling at everybody, and it's just like, cause she don't feel good. I don't feel good, and I'm finding that I'm getting irritable as well, and I've been really, snippy with my son. Like, I just like, why did I just, snap at him? Why did I just get an attitude with him? Like, what is wrong with me? I just don't feel good. That has to be it, because when I don't feel good, I'm just very irritable. And I think that's what happened. And, I did pull him aside earlier, and I said, I'm sorry that, I'm just been snapping at you, Jay, and I'm irritable. I just don't feel good, Jacob, and I'm really sorry. He goes, Mom, I know. You're okay. He's like, I don't feel good also. And he really hasn't been feeling good. And, but, you know, it's been a really trying week in this week, and it's just, I'm getting my spacer out, guys, I'm sorry. It's just been really rough, you know, and I'm sorry, this is probably gonna be a very long video, and I don't know how to edit videos yet, so I'm trying to find programs, and I'm trying to find people who can explain it to me. But so far, I haven't had much success with that. So I just don't know what else to do. But hopefully with time, I will get better with it. And, everybody's better in my place at some point, So I'm just a newbie on YouTube trying to learn the ropes of how to be, a creator, how to edit my videos and everything. If any of you guys know any good programs for editing, please let me know, especially, ones that are mainly free. If I can buy a program and not have to, make a monthly payment on it, that would be great. If you know any of those, I would actually, do those. But I really need to learn how to edit my videos and, make a better video, And I want to learn how to edit them out without making them all choppy, because I don't want to be talking about something and then the next, minute in the video, I'm talking about something completely different. Because I actually have seen that on some YouTube videos. I'm like, they must have edited something out and they just didn't realize that they just went from one subject to another, and it's really confusing, because then you don't know, what exactly they're talking about, especially if it's like somebody teaching showing, doing a tutorial on, let's say, like cross stitching or crocheting, because I'm trying to learn how to crochet again, and I'm getting into polymer clay. I'm starting to work with that now, and I'm not going to do any videos yet with me working with it, because I want to get more comfortable and more confident with working with it before I start making videos with it. I'm a very shy person, and I'm always like thinking, the worst, say for instance, like somebody's not gonna like a video, or somebody's not gonna like a post I made about Scentsy, because I am a Scentsy consultant, and I will be making a fairly large order with Scentsy, so I can get a lot of items that I've been really want to get my hands on. I'm not gonna be able to get everything that I like, because it's just be honest. We may like a lot of things in life, but we can't have it all, So I am ordering quite a bit, and it's like 83 items, guys. 83 items, probably a little bit more, because I did do some bundles. But I want to have a lot of items to show you guys, so I can show you how great Scentsy really is. And it's right now it's my only source of income until I can get done with medical billing and coding school and get a job doing that, because I really need a sit-down job. And I really did excel in medical billing and coding in MA school because we had to take that, and I did great with that. I loved it. So I'm thinking maybe I should have done that from the get-go. But, it's, all done, so I can't go back and change that. So and that was a lot of fun. It was just a blast, medical billing coding. I just really liked it. And I'm like, maybe I'm an office person, maybe I should be working in an office because I really like medical billing and coding. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, some of it could be a little bit confusing, like, trying to get the right codes um, for medical procedures or medical diagnosis that doctor did. It's like let's say somebody had a heart attack. They had to have a triple bypass. You have to go and find the codes for that, and for that procedure. But any supplies that they use during that procedure, you also have to charge for that. So it's just like it's a lot to medical billing and coding than just you're doing it because you have to make sure you're applying the correct codes, because if you make a mistake and you overcharge a patient, or you undercharge them, that means that either the practice or the hospital is going to lose money, or they're going to have a very angry patient come in because they've been overcharged for the services that they had done, because they're being charged for services that they didn't have done, and vice versa. So it's really, it's a very it could be a very stressful job, but I loved it in school. So this is what I'm set on right now, because there's not very many sit-down jobs out there I can do in the medical field, and I love the medical field, but I need to choose a position where I'm not gonna have to worry about how I'm gonna pay my bills. And medical billing coding is a good one for me, where I can sit down. I can't the check in and check out girls. They really don't have to have any degrees to do that, and they really don't get paid that much, from what I've been told by those girls, because I've actually, worked. Before I got my medical assisting license, I worked in an OBGYN office. And I remember talking to the girls about that, and they were like, you don't want to do this because they're like, the pay's not that great. And I was like, well, why are you guys doing this? And they're like, well, most of them they said, well, we're married, so it's just it's just fun money for us, like money that they can like money for themselves, so they can go and just go buy themselves, like, I guess, clothes and stuff. And it was like their fun money, and extra money for them to go and get things for their kids. I guess it was just, they just told me don't do it because it's not enough money for them. Like, they were on their own, it wasn't enough money for them to be able to support themselves on their own and take care of their kids. And being that I am a single parent of an 18-year-old, they're like, you don't want to do this. you're gonna struggle. So that's why I'm not gonna go for a job where I'm just sitting at check in or check out or even making appointments, because it's normally people who make the appointments are also doing check in and check out. So yeah, I just like, no, not for me. I'm gonna finish this section and I'll let you guys go because this video is already like an hour long. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not a fast diamond painter, so this is gonna be kind of tricky. And my pens don't want to cooperate with me today, so that's not helping. And this is like a new pen. If any of you guys like the pens I'm using, I know the lighting's not that great. I'll probably take this off and let you see it. It's really dark in my room. I don't have the best lighting because my tripod did come with a light, but the light doesn't work. And I've already emailed the company about it, and I haven't heard back from them yet. But my pens, I get my diamond painting pens from like Lazy River, Woodworking, or there's another guy that I get them from, but normally you had to like win them. I can't remember his name. He's on Facebook. But the one I get most of my pens, I'm gonna be honest with you, I get most of my pens from Jim's Handmade Pens on Etsy. He will have the blocks up, and you can choose which block you want, and you get to choose how you want it done. Like if you just want one bump or you want two bumps, like this one you can choose where. He don't make them like this. This is from Lazy River, and this is one of the pens I was dying to have. You choose what you want. Okay, I got one as a perfect example, like this. But his pens are not this thin, but you can choose how many bumps you want. I like these pens better than these pens because these pens are too thin, and I do have carpal tunnel, and this one just gives me, I like the weight of it, and it just really helps me. And I see a lot of people say the same thing about these resin diamond painting pens. But let me get this done because I don't want to hold you guys up any much more than I have to. And tomorrow, I promise you, because I don't want to do it right now because the lighting is not that great in my room. But tomorrow I will do, and I'll do some unboxings for you guys. Unfortunately, they are going to be Diamond Art Club because right now I can't access my Mary's Diamonds kits in my closet. I do have my Distracted by Diamonds young lady with gloves 1930. I do have her out, so I will unbox her. And I'm trying to decide of which kit I want to do next, and I'll some of the unboxings I'm gonna do. I'm gonna choose probably 2 or 3 of them, and then I'm gonna ask you guys to let me know which one you would like to see me do next. And hopefully, you guys, there'll be enough of you guys to answer that. And if not, then I'll just go with my heart and choose the one my heart's telling me to do. Especially as I'm new to YouTube and I'm just getting started, and right now I'm using my phone, and I really don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't know what I'm doing, and I don't know how people diamond paint so fast on their videos, and I don't know how they can keep their videos so short. I really don't know how they do it. I just don't. I know some of them, their videos are a little bit long, like this one is, But, you know, then they have people in their comments complaining about how long their videos are. And I'm just like, well, you know, if you have a problem with how long their video is, maybe you need to go find another channel where their videos are not that long. Because really, you know, the creator should, you know, choose how long they want their videos. But there's some people that just don't, they will complain. I've seen it several times on YouTube videos. I've seen it some of my favorite YouTube creators. And I was just like, man, the nervous of these people. Like, I'm like, you know what? Bye, Felicia. Bye, Karen. See you later. You know? But I don't really get involved in those disputes. I let the creator normally handle them. I'm just checking for any drills that I didn't push down hard enough. Because I'm trying not to push my drills down hard. Because, which one was it? I don't know if it was this one or this one. I'm feeling it. Or is it this one? I'm trying to find it. I think it's this one. I have worn down my multiplacer where now I can feel where I was pushing down too hard on the multiplacer, and so now I'm trying not to do that because it really damages. I know this one's got the same thing on there, so I'm trying not to do that. It's a habit that a lot of diamond painters have. I've been seeing, because a lot of people have been commenting, you know, they're heavy-handed, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm heavy-handed too, but I'm trying not to be so heavy-handed because I've seen that I'm heavy-handed. It's gonna damage my multi-placers. So I was just trying to gently push my I try to gently place my drills, and if I need to move them, I try to do it gently. But if they don't move for me really easily, then I have to push down to like force them to move, and I just don't like doing that. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys go, and then I'm gonna do you know, just to make up for me being away so long, I'm just gonna do a part 2 to this. So then there's like this part, and then there's a second part to it, because this video is already like an hour long. So I'm gonna stop it, and then I'm gonna restart it and do a part 2, and I'll post them both on my channel. Okay, so let me stop this, and I'll see you guys in a few seconds.